Hello everyone, welcome to Conjunctions in Astrology. Rahu, the north node of the moon, in conjunction with Mercury. This video is good if you have this conjunction in your birth chart, but also in your D9 Navamsa. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below, and if the video is good for you, give it a thumbs up. Let's begin. First of all, everyone, what is a conjunction in astrology? You may think you have a conjunction between the north node, Rahu, and Mercury, but you may not have. A conjunction in the ancient Vedic system is about planets being in the same sign together, because a sign equals a house. So, if two or more planets are in the same sign, no matter how far apart they are by degree, they are in conjunction. But if one planet is 29 degrees of one sign, let's say, and the other planet at 0 of the next sign, that's not a conjunction, even though they are only 1 degree apart in space, because they are in different signs, therefore different houses, with a completely different lord. Another point to consider is the nakshatra. If planets are in a different nakshatra but in the same sign, are they still forming conjunction? Most definitely they are, because the nakshatra just gives them an internal experience, but they're still in the same sign, they're still sharing the experience of that house, and they are still in a conjunction. So if Rahu and Mercury are in the same sidereal sign, you most definitely have a powerful conjunction which will influence very far-reaching areas of your life by the nature of the planets involved. First of all, let's just consider what are the energies we are dealing with. Who is Rahu? Rahu, commonly known as a north node of the moon, is a shadow planet. His nature is that of a demoniac being, and his purpose is to keep us entwined in this material Maya illusion. He is doing this so that only those who are truly worthy will attain liberation. To fulfill this purpose, Rahu will give you the lust for material name and fame. In fact, no one is more likely to give you more power, success than Rahu, which is why he represents politics. He will give you intelligence to manipulate the material elements. He takes you to foreign land and culture. With this high intelligence, you will also be prone to disguise, cheating, gambling, recklessness, cunning and harsh speech, and all forms of deception. Worst case, he rules suicidal tendency, great fears, obsession, and drug addiction. He also represents all non-human beings, animals on this planet. Therefore, it's very important to have high ethics in connection with these beings to avoid the wrath of Rahu. And who is Mercury? Mercury, known as Buddha in the Vedic system, was born of Tara, the wife of Jupiter, and his father was Chandra, the moon. So coming about outside of marriage in this way, he used all of his charm and beauty to win the favor of his father Jupiter. In fact, charm, wit, and a personable nature is everything that Mercury is about. He actually rules two signs, Gemini and Virgo. So Mercury is the entity who gives us our communication skills, our adaptability. He rules rational mind, science, commerce, and all pure intellectual ability, which is why he is known as Buddha. But he also rules dexterity, business, mathematics, everything to do with making life work on a very daily basis, organization skills. If you are a writer, communicator, presenter, you need a strong Mercury. He rules knowledge, learning, fast, and definitely memory and ability to retain information. Mercury is all about your friends and your friendship networks, and also rules sister in a chart. But the key thing to understand about Buddha Mercury is that he is definitely adaptable. He will fit in with whoever he is influenced by in the chart. He's a little bit chameleon-like. He will always change according to his association. So when Rahu, the great manipulator, comes together with the adaptable, witty and intelligent Mercury, is it a good combination? It certainly is. Rahu's agenda is in every way helped by Mercury's adaptability, versatility, and skill-based. So actually, this is a good combination for many material factors, but it's not a particularly spiritually uplifting conjunction. The combination of Rahu and Mercury, well placed and well aspected, can give enormous talent in life, great intelligence, great research ability, particularly in science, technology. You could even be a detective, a spy, because you love to find out secret information and you are extremely talented in this. You could be attracted to occult science, also astrology, obviously. But here's the thing, it's more for the material aspects than the purely spiritual, unless there is aspect of Jupiter. You could be accountant, mathematician, lawyer, teacher, going to any media career with great success, journalist, writer, most definitely. But here's the thing, whatever you do in these areas of work, you're always going a little bit outside of the box. Rahu makes you look outside of the norm. You're always looking for something different, some new angle. You can be a skilled inventor even with this combination. An unafflicted conjunction of Mercury Rahu makes you charming, someone who knows how to basically make people feel at ease, witty and full of interesting conversation. Now don't forget, Mercury is a little bit like a child. Mercury represents youthful enthusiasm. Rahu exaggerates this. So this Rahu Mercury gives you a real love of fun and games in life, playing jokes, having fun. There's a trickster element to this Mercury Rahu. Under great affliction and confirmed in the other D charts only, there could be criminal activity, there could be manipulation of people's emotions, people's knowledge to gain for the self. This could be a master criminal, even because the intelligence is put to wrong use. But for everybody with Mercury Rahu, the thing to be aware of is the tendency to exaggerate the truth. It could be just a minor thing like a few white fibs, a few white lies, just, embellishing reality because you just want to have fun, and that's fine. But it can go very, very difficult. This can be where there's outright lies that come back to haunt you. You've got to watch your words. You've got to watch what you put out there, because Rahu is the obscuring factor. You're not thinking before you speak. And by the way, Mercury Rahu has got lots to say at all times. There's a love of words and a definite love of language. So often a very good talent in learning foreign languages can also be seen, and you could become interpreter or something along those lines. Certainly you like to go to foreign lands, and foreign lands have a big impact in the life of anybody with this Mercury Rahu. As far as health is concerned, Mercury Rahu can have quite a strong impact. Why? Because Mercury rules the 6th house of the natural zodiac, Virgo, has a lot to do with health. So there can be many issues such as nervous system, neurological disorders, because both Rahu and Mercury rule the nervous system. Skin problems are commonly seen. These can erupt and then go down. Rahu can have that effect. There can be serious issues with mental health as well. If there is affliction, there can be OCD, obsessions, phobias, all of these deep psychological factors. Even depression can be seen. Interesting factor also, because Rahu actually rules poisons in the body. So drugs, pharmaceutical drugs like paracetamol, prescription drugs, etc., and even tea and coffee, these sort of everyday drugs. Mercury Rahu makes you extremely sensitive to these things, so you have to watch this. How will this combination work for you by sign? You can also judge, by the way, in your D9 chart for these sign positions. The best sign positions par excellence are Gemini and Virgo, because Rahu is so happy in these signs, and Mercury, of course, is in own sign. Rahu is exalted in Gemini and Mutakone in Virgo. What's going to happen is Gemini, you're going to get all the intellectual excitement. You're going to be a great speaker, writer, entrepreneur. You're going to show such independence and vigor in these areas. Virgo, such skill in so many areas can be there. Again, it can be practical skill or intellectual skill, but your communication gets you notice, may even get you fame. Virgo favors technology, but Gemini could also come over into that area. So all the skills that I've just discussed come to their fruition in Gemini and Virgo. Combination also works well in the Venetian signs, Taurus and Libra, where there is a great deal of charm and wit in your personality, in your persona, and in your speech. You can attract people to you by your actual way of speaking, and this can actually get you success in life and maybe even a great deal of fame, some people. In the two Saturnian signs of Capricorn, Aquarius, this can also work very well, but it's all to do with how you're able to work, because Mercury and Rahu in these signs give you research ability. You are able to spend a lot of time researching, studying, and this will help you tremendously. Don't forget to stay ethical at all times, because the temptation is always there to take shortcuts. Now the difficult sign placements. In the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, there's too much risk-taking, too much talking, too much stimulation, and sometimes this Mercury Rahu in the fire signs can literally send you round in circles. You're traveling so much, you're always finding something new to do. Your life is a whirlwind of activity and intellectual exploration. But is it taking you anywhere? Are you able to find boundaries? You have to contain this energy. And explosive situations could come around, particularly Aries. Watch your speech again. The most difficult placements are the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. In these signs, you must strengthen Mercury. He's being swamped by the emotion. He can't focus. He's going round and round in circles with this extreme Rahu influence. In all of these signs, Mercury's ability to communicate well is being harmed because Rahu is expanding emotion. In Cancer, attachment to the past may be there a little bit, causing you some difficulties. In Scorpio, with so much jealousy and emotional intrigue, manipulation in relationships, you've really got to watch for honesty and keep Mercury at the highest integrity possible. Pisces, no boundaries, no sense of being able to contain emotion, and a real lack of direction, confusion about making choices can be seen. Now the houses. By the way, you can check in your D9 as well, but please check my video on D9 because I talk about how the houses have slightly different meanings there. You need to take that into account. So what are the best houses? It's the 3rd and 11th house where Mercury and Rahu come up as winners here. But it's very material. You are a risk taker, you're daring, you're pushing the boat out. Your wealth increases by your own manipulations and skills. So 3rd house, skill base becomes very strong. 11th house, risk taking, daring, meeting the right people at the right time. All your charm and your talent gets you noticed. So it's very, very good for material advancement in all of those skills I've talked about on the video. Next, the Kendra houses becomes extremely karmic and has a great import in various areas of your life that are going to bring up really strong karmic temptations and problems. It's hard to say which is the best because it's a push-pull between all of these Kendras. One thing for sure, check the videos on my channel for the houses of Rahu Ketu, because this will actually form Sarpadosh in the 1st, 7th and 4th, 10th in your chart. The best is no doubt the 1st house because Mercury has Digbala, gain strength. So in a good sign, Mercury Rahu 1st house, enormous talent along all the areas I've discussed in this video. In the 7th house, relationships become extreme and there is confusion, manipulation, such changeability. You've got to be very honest, very open in relationships at all times. Watch for other people too. Make sure they are very trustworthy as well. But of course, you have to see ruler of the 7th house for final indication. In the 4th house, a challenging childhood situation, may be much moving and change. Later in life, foreign residence may be there. You can work from home. You can be great in all technology areas, and using the internet for your career can definitely favor you. 10th house, same thing. Foreign land influence, internet use for your career, definitely. One thing though, watch communication with the boss and your co-workers. There can be intrigue and manipulation, but you can have enormous talent for your career along all the areas I've discussed on the video. This combination is so strong in the 6th house. It can be very good for your ability to organize and to deal with everyday problems. You're a very practical person. You can be really ingenious. You can be very good in workplace, working with co-workers. You can be a leader of sorts with your ingenuity. Watch your health though, because Mercury is going to bring up so many health issues as discussed on the video, but Rahu will help you to cure them. You could also go into medicine with this combination. In the 2nd house, the house of speech itself, you must watch what you're saying. You might be completely misunderstood, or there might be in a difficult sign with difficult aspects by malefics, manipulation. Be really careful, because it's going to come back to haunt you at some time. Rahu will bring back the karmas. So honesty, integrity to the highest level must be there. If so, ingenious in dealing with financial affairs can be there. You can be a real wheeler dealer, making finances work for you in ingenious ways. Family problems though, often there. Again, honesty and integrity must be there. Watch for eating problems. I've seen Rahu can often give eating disorders in this house. Watch your mental stress as well. In the 5th, 8th and 12th, there are some challenges here. In the 5th house, there can be difficulties childbirth. There can be a child who's very maverick or different in some way, but could be also extremely brilliant. Your own education goes through many ups and downs. Many changes can be seen, but creativity in all the arts I've discussed may be there. In the 8th house, it's really going to help you with your business dealings. You do many deals behind the scenes. You're a bit of a wheeler dealer with this, but if there is a bad sign placement and difficult aspects, it could all come crumbling down. Watch integrity. Try to be as honest as you can. In the 8th house also shows unusual situations developing with your in-laws, and family finances become very involved, particularly wills, legacies, etc. In the 9th house, Rahu Mercury can be a little difficult for you. Difficulties with your father can definitely develop. Miscommunication is often seen. Difficulties in foreign lands if there is a bad placement by sign. But foreign land, foreign travel is definitely going to be there for you. Higher education, much changes can be seen, but you can be extremely intelligent with great wisdom, which will always help you. Rahu Mercury 12th house can take you to foreign lands for much exploration, travel, etc. There can be unusual situations developing there, definitely. There can be business abroad or through the internet, because Mercury Rahu shows internet, which connects you to foreign lands. This can be successful if there is strength to the 12th house lord. Watch expenses though if there is affliction, and watch your own mental health. Be really careful not to become obsessive. It can cause difficulties. Let me know in the comment box below how this Mercury Rahu is working for you. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now, and God bless everyone.